Hey, Justin here with Stay at Home Dads podcast, where I talk about a lot of dad stuff, guy stuff, relationship topics, whatever kind of encompasses our daily lives, I guess. Anyway, thank you for being here and listening. I do appreciate it. All right, well, since this is the 1-year anniversary of this podcast, I thought it would be kind of fun to actually bring someone in front of me to actually physically talk to. Now, I've known this person for, almost 20 years. She has a couple kids, I guess, but she's not a stay-at-home parent. She has a great career. She's a working mom, and she just celebrated a birthday and an anniversary, and that would be my wife, Megan.
Hello.
Is this super weird?
No, it's not that weird.
So, I don't know. If I can't interview my own wife, then I'm going to be in trouble for the long haul in this whole shebang. So, anyways, I was actually going to comment about the all too common thing that you hear when people talk about their significant others, and that's like the through thick and thin and the in good times and in bad. But I kind of stopped myself because I don't think we really have those. No.
I kind of think that being married is the easiest thing I've ever done. And that's kind of how it should be.
Right. Well, that's what I was actually going to ask you. Like, it's been, I don't know, it hasn't been hard. It hasn't been, we haven't had any problems, or we haven't had those thick and thin moments or times, right?
No, I think the only argument we've had is if you're going to sell your brown truck in the garage, and obviously I lost because it's still there.
Still there after 17 years. It's still sitting there, right? And I don't know. I mean, I know that people have problems, like issues, marriages and stuff like that. And I don't want to come down on like those people, but you can still have a good marriage and still have obstacles to overcome, I guess, or problems, and still have a strong marriage. I think that's kind of true, right? Mm-hmm. People do it probably all the time, but
I think our personalities just kind of fit because neither of us are very confrontational with each other, and it's not like we're fighting each other for things or needing to win or...
Yeah, we're both kind of laid back, and we're both... I say it all the time, and I feel like we're pretty simpatico on like how we think and how we do things and
how we raise the kids. We are both savers. It's not like one person is a big spender, and I think so often money is like a really big issue in, marriages and people fighting, and making sure that your significant other has the same kind of goals in terms of finances is important, and we do.
Right.
So,
I mean, I don't. So are we just lucky in that aspect that we found that partner? I guess maybe that kind of comes out when you're dating and when you're in a relationship for so long. Maybe, I don't know. But neither of us have drug problems. We don't have porn addictions. We don't have infidelity. Like we don't like those things.
I hope not.
Right? Yeah. Well, we could, and it's just still in the closet. I don't know, but. Maybe we do have issues, but they're not issues that we identify as a problem. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like these big, like a drug problem or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I'm just...
Yeah.
I get in my own head when I kind of do these little talks to myself, because I talk to myself every week. So I kind of overanalyze things, but I don't know. I think a lot of it boils down to is honesty and, like we trust each other and we're honest with each other and... Mm-hmm. And you go on work trips. I go places myself. Like, there's that level of trust there. Like, from an infidelity standpoint. I could do things. You could do things. But we like, don't even think about it. We just... Right? Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Am I overanalyzing again?
No.
Well, and actually, kind of speaking of role reversals, like, we kind of had a role reversal, right? I mean, this is the first time you've ever done this show of mine. And it's been going on for... a year now, but what's kind of allowed me to have this time to do something like this is I stay home and you go to work. Was that kind of a weird thing for you to comprehend when that happened, or not really?
No, I'd been asking you to stay at home for a while now.
Even in Vegas?
Even in Vegas, we had talked about it quite a bit because it's unfortunate, but no matter if the woman is working or whatever it is, it seems like if the man is working as well, everything falls on the mom. The doctor's appointments, the sick days, absolutely everything. And it was a lot to do, even in Vegas. I have a very flexible job, but it seemed like on a weekly basis the nanny was late or she had to leave early or somebody was sick, and I'm trying to rearrange my schedule to try to fit and still be able to keep my job because it was flexible and people expect the moms to stay home. They don't expect the dad to leave work. It's just not something where your boss was even really like, oh, okay, yeah, you could stay home because the kid is sick. It's just, well, why isn't your wife staying home?
Right. There was like kind of that automatic assumption that you would stay home. And I was working, and I was working 2 miles from the house at the time, or 5 miles from the house, or whatever it was. But yeah, there was never that expectation that, and I'll admit it, like I didn't deal with doctor appointments. I didn't deal with bringing kids to the dentist or any of that stuff, or when a kid is sick and throwing up. Like it was always, and even from, I assume too, I guess in some fashion that you would pick that, like, shopping. I gotta go to work. Like you can handle everything.
And I was still working as well. And
you were working a full-time job.
Yeah. And then you'd be doing the grocery shopping, and sometimes you would do it on the way home from the gym. But for a majority of it, getting just even, to pay the nanny or to interact with the nanny and like have everything set up for them. It was a lot. And if I wanted to focus like on my career as well, it just was all encompassing because I would end up doing that, and then I would be behind on work, so then I'd have to go do my work stuff, and then at night I'd be sitting on my computer doing all my administrative stuff, as opposed to being able to relax and or
and do what I did.
Or, pretty much.
I would come home from the gym and I would spend an hour and a half with our kids. I've talked about it on here before, and then we'd put them to bed, and then I would go to the gym for an hour and a half. And
during that time, I'd be working to make up for what I was doing during the day of kid stuff. So, like I said, I'd wanted you to stay at home for a while, but you weren't the type that was just going to quit their job. So when we moved, you had to quit your job anyways, and we're going to be starting over. So it just, for me, seemed like it made the most sense to bring it up again. And when you said, hey, yeah, I guess I'll stay at home, it was like the clouds dissipated and the sun shone. And I will forever say, it doesn't matter if you're a female or a male, having one parent stay at home is the best benefit that the working parent could ever have. Because
if you can swing that,
you don't have to worry. Like anytime I have something, just drop of a hat comes up, I don't even have to think about it. I can drive 2 hours and go somewhere because I know that it doesn't matter if a kid is sick or what, I'm going to be able to fulfill the commitment.
Mm-hmm. And well, with that new job you took here in Indiana too, there was like no way. There was no possible way that you could be like that. I could go back to a blue collar job and then you could still function. Like no way. Yeah. And then still go function with the kids.
And the women that I know personally, just even in our neighborhood that were doing those type of roles where they were full-time mom, they were full-time working. This was pre-pandemic where they were having to go into the office. For where we live, it's about a 45-minute drive one way into downtown, which is where a lot of people are going to work. They were merely surviving. Like their lives had no enjoyment because it was just constant, just keeping their head above water. And when work from home came about, it was everything changed. You saved an hour and a half at a minimum in commuting. Your kids weren't in daycare for 12 hours a day. You were able maybe to throw a little laundry in the middle of the day when you're having a little break or something. And it made a huge difference in just your ability to enjoy life because it wasn't just all work and travel and picking kids up and doing this and appointments. And so even my friends here in the neighborhood have said how big of a difference it's made for them just being able to work from home. So imagine having your significant other be a stay-at-home parent, just even how much more that would
help.
Yeah, and ease some of the stresses that
I mean, it was Doug's been on the show, and it was Doug and Tara. It was his wife, and I remember that. Like, their schedule was get up 6 or 7, drop kids off, drive downtown.
Leave the house at 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Not get up, but leave the house.
Drop kids off, get downtown, pick them up by 5 or 6, come home, I don't know how. Like, I commend them because I've talked to Tara about it before, and, like, I commend them on, like, being 2 working parents dealing with, now 3 kids, but doing all, like, I don't know how that was survivable. You know, you pick your kids up
with 3 kids.
Right. You pick your kids up, you get home, you barely have enough time to feed them and then spend any time with them because they're just getting home and you haven't seen them all day, and then they're going to bed because they've got to sleep for 12 hours. These children do. Mm-hmm. And then you get up and you do it all over again the next day. Like, I don't know, like pandemic stuff like you talked about, pandemic stuff has really, I don't know, kind of opened the door for a lot of people to be able to work from home and then kind of juggle like family and work time kind of simultaneously.
I even say with our youngest about to go to like a junior kindergarten and then eventually kindergarten full day, I still don't want you going back full time. I'd prefer you finding something that's 100% work from home on a part-time basis where so much childcare, unless you're doing it at a facility, it's just not, what's the word I'm looking for? Reliable. Because drop of a hat, they're canceling on you. And so just not having to do that. And here where we live, it is so expensive that, and the wait list is about 3 years out, that how can any parent plan for something 3 years out? Well,
that's what our other friend said, that they were trying to get their baby into a daycare, but the wait list is so long, and the people that are on the wait list don't tangibly have a baby yet. They're pregnant or whatever, and they're getting on these wait lists. So the wait lists are crazy long.
And so something that they're doing to try to combat that is they're really looking into au pairs. And that was something that I'd actually looked at in Las Vegas. And if we had the home that we have now, where we have much more space than we did in Vegas, it's definitely something I would have looked more into, because from some of my colleagues that I'd worked with, they had done it, and it ends up, if you have 2 kids, it ends up pretty much being about the same cost. Maybe even a little bit less, depending on where you live and how much daycare is. But the ability, like the flexibility of it and just the reliability of having an au pair, if you have the space
is an
in
au pair
your home.
So what, okay, like school, like I'm dumb. Like, what is an au pair?
An au pair is somebody, basically a live-in nanny.
So we had a nanny in Nevada, but that was not an au pair.
No.
Okay.
She just came every day, like the days that we had scheduled her to come. An au pair is someone who lives with you full time. You usually go through a service to get them. There's a couple of different like reputable services that you can go through to get them. And I feel like you have a 1-year contract, but then sometimes you can extend it to maybe like a 2-year with them. And you'll pay, the company like a lump sum, and it covers their health insurance and all of that. And then you pay them on like a weekly or monthly basis thereafter. But
they'll do laundry and cook and
for the kids,
like they do
anything that the kids need. I'm sure you could probably arrange something with them, but from just what the colleagues that I'd worked with were in jobs that they couldn't just take a sick day. And so they needed somebody who was always going to be there. They had to make sure that they gave them like 1 weekend off a month and maybe 2 days or something off a week. But other than that, the days could kind of vary. So for them, it worked really well. And that's what our neighbors are looking at currently, because they cannot find daycare for their kids. So it's another option, and it's something where you're not having to worry on a daily basis that someone's going to cancel on you if you have an important appointment.
Right. Like the girl that the high school kid that comes to your house or whatever that may be. But I don't know. I feel like I kind of came into this role decently.
Yeah, I think at first you didn't like it.
I was I was super, I'll be honest, I was resentful. I was upset.
We moved from Las Vegas to Indiana.
Yeah.
I get it.
I moved from paradise to armpits.
No.
I'm just kidding. It's not that. Like, it's grown on me. It's nice.
It's a beautiful town. It's
yes.
a great place to raise kids.
It is nice. I'm starting to enjoy it. And I see that my kids are enjoying it too, and that makes me happy. But yeah, I was scared. I was kind of scared. Like, you trotted off to work that first couple days or week or whatever. I was
going 12 hours a day, minimum 12 hours a day.
You were out of here at, 6:30, 7 o'clock, whatever,
and I'd
in the morning.
Home at about 6 p.m.
Yeah.
It was flipped. I had 1 hour with the girls.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Well, that's a straight, like I said earlier, it was a role reversal, because that was me before, was just having that 1 hour.
But now imagine doing what you're doing and working a full-time job.
No. Screw that. That's stupid. Like, I couldn't even function. There's no way. But yeah, so that's like these parents that do that. Like, it impresses me, but I don't know. I still haven't really gotten the hang of laundry.
I don't want you to do laundry.
You know what I don't know how to do still? Iron a shirt. I just looked in my closet, by the way. This is a side note, but
we have a steamer too.
I looked in the closet and I had a very wrinkled shirt that I wanted to wear, but I don't know how to iron it, so I left it. So there's something for you to teach me there. But no, I tried like doing other stuff. I tried like cooking, and
you're very good,
which I've gotten better at cooking, and I don't know, being like this little girl dad, I guess. But
we've actually found a trick when it comes to like I know it's not something like new and inventive, but we didn't realize just how big of a deal it would make, is planning what we're going to make for dinner for the week.
Yeah, I've talked about this, yeah.
Writing it down, like the amount of money you save because you don't waste food is crazy. We just experienced it. We looked in our drawer and we threw away like this thing of asparagus because we deviated from the meal plan.
Yeah, we haven't done our meal plan for a week and a half now, and one of us randomly bought us some asparagus. Asparagus is $3 or $4, and we had to throw it away. And that would not have happened had we been doing our meal plan.
I would say that our grocery bill cut in half.
Really?
Doing dinner meal plans.
I believe it.
100% cut in half.
Because we're not at the store just buying random shit that we think we need, but we don't.
And
really
we end up throwing away.
And we throw away, yeah. I agree. Anyways, moving on here. Another thing I wanted to ask you about, since you are here, is I wanted to recap our anniversary and get your opinion on kind of what we're going to do. I mean, it's our 10-year, which is a big deal, and I felt that there was something that needed to be done that's, bigger or make it a little bit more special than a standard anniversary.
It's like a milestone anniversary.
Yeah, yes, milestone. That's a good word for it. And we're dancing. We're dancing. So what do you think?
And I'm so excited.
Are you excited?
I'm extremely excited. So a little bit of backstory. When we lived in Vegas, I wanted to take a salsa dancing class, and Justin refused to take it. So I ended up going with one of my girlfriends and then another person that we had worked with. And I had a lot of fun, and I ended up dancing with just a random guy that was there that also did not come with a significant other. And Justin got so upset that
I get upset? I don't remember.
You were jealous. You were like, you're dancing with another guy? I'm like, well, no, duh. Who did you think I was going to dance with if I went there by myself?
I'm glad this story came up, because I did not know that I got upset. I thought I was beyond getting upset.
No. And the guy ended up asking me out, too.
What?
When we were walking to the parking lot one night.
This is news to me.
I thought I told you about that.
7 years later, this is news to me.
But he ended up becoming one of my good friends, like, when we were doing the dancing and...
Good thing we have this thing called trust. See, I'm just saying.
But yes, he got jealous of it, and I'm like, well, it's your fault that you didn't come. And it was so much fun. Like, we had a great time, and my girlfriend who signed up with me, she ended up bailing like 99% of the time. I think she went to one class. So it was just me And
a bunch of strangers.
And the guy, and a bunch of strangers, and the guy who was also the stranger. But like I said,
trying to date you.
Had fun. No, he asked the one time he found out I had a boyfriend, and he was 100% okay with that. Ended up getting a girlfriend a couple weeks later.
Oh, do you still talk to him? Is that what it is?
No.
You know he got a girlfriend.
We became Facebook friends, so.
Oh. The plot thickens. Here we go.
But he got a girlfriend like a little bit later, and it was really fun. And I think Justin regretted not doing it with me after he saw how much fun I was having.
I do.
And he regretted, and it was salsa, and I think it was just salsa and merengue is what it was.
Both of them.
I'm horrible at both of them. I cannot dance. Like, I cannot keep a beat, like nothing. But it was a lot of fun. And so when he told me that we were doing dancing lessons, it's been something I've been wanting to do for a really long time. And we're kind of to the age, where I feel like we should know how to dance. So
right.
If we go to a wedding or we go somewhere, like, we should be dancing. We should not be outshone by these, like, 20-some-year-olds dancing. That's lame.
Well, okay, so I'm actually excited for this. Well, I set it up, so I should be excited for it, but I'm excited. I think it'll be a good experience for me and hopefully a good experience for you. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, hopefully you're not too much of an advanced dancer for me to.
Well, this is going to be different dancing. So. It won't be salsa, so I won't have any competitive advantage. But did you tell him it's like 4 private lessons, 4 group lessons, and then 4 practice parties? We don't know what the practice parties entail, but I'm sure that they're going to be fun. And I don't know, like for me, I'm not a big things don't matter to me. Like I mean, we can, if we want to buy something or if we need to buy something, we go and, we get it within reason. Yeah,
we're lucky enough in our lives to, if we want something, we just go get, like...
To an extent.
Yes, and we don't really need anything. Like, there's nothing that we really...
We don't have, like, a Porsche in the driveway or anything like that, but...
I'd take one, but, yeah.
But we're not big on material things. I've got enough jewelry. To me, this means more of actually doing something than getting something as a gift.
Well, good. That makes me feel really good, because... I feel like that was an honest answer or an honest feeling from you about. I know you've been excited for the dancing, but this is it makes very heartwarming to hear you say that. So.
And then I'm pretty sure that the next milestone is 25 years, and by that time our kids will be out of the house.
Well, geez, I can't keep doing super dances.
We're going to go on a vacation.
All that stuff.
No, we're going to go on like a cruise, or we're going to go somewhere. Kids will be out of the house. Just something other than, like I said, like a material thing.
Right. Well, that's what I was going to kind of bring up, is that maybe now that I'm older, and maybe it just takes guys an exponentially long time to kind of overcome the ego or I don't know, whatever it is, to where like they're, because most guys are like, oh, dancing's stupid. Like, I'm not going to go dancing. Like, that's dumb. But now I'm like, yeah, this sounds great. This sounds like a good time.
I'm really excited for it. I'm super excited for it.
And I am too.
You've been really good at gifts. Our very first Christmas together, he got me a Tiffany's necklace and Build-A-Bear, because we were long distance.
Oh, God, this is lame.
No, it is so adorable. And he named it Miles, because we were living miles apart.
Super lame.
No, it is not super lame. Like, that's the stuff that women like, because it was so thoughtful. And, like, he had the Tiffany's necklace in a box, where the little stuffed animal was holding on to it. And our daughter sleeps with that stuffed animal every single night.
So you're saying, guys take no, like...
That stuff is cute. Lame is cute.
Lame is cute. It doesn't need to be expensive. Well, Tiffany's, that was kind of expensive, but it doesn't need to be some over-the-top thing. As long as you put in a ton of thought.
Yes, so. Even if you would have just got me the Build-A-Bear, like, that is what was to me, like, what made it be a great gift, it wasn't the jewelry. It was actually the Build-A-Bear and, like, the naming of it, because it meant we were distanced for 2 years. And that, I think, was the only part of our relationship I would consider hard. Even though, like, I was really busy with school and I worked on the weekends and you were working, it was still the hardest part of anything that we've done in our relationship.
Yeah, I would agree.
So it was really cute. It was thoughtful. It was not something that you could just really go and buy. Like, it didn't come named Miles. It was something you thought about. It was flippin' adorable.
Sweet. Well, good. Brownie points for me. So. I don't know. I don't, and maybe I'm generalizing, but I don't think guys put a lot of, some do, but I don't think they put a lot of thought into, not to like toot my own horn, but, you know, I mean, okay, so typical anniversary, what is it?
Well, they put
flowers in a card. Like, here you go, honey. And that's, you know.
They do put thought in it, I think, but they think that that's what
it's like
women
to check
are
the
going to
box,
want.
you know?
Like that they need to do some expensive piece of jewelry or whatever it is. And there are some people that maybe like that. Like, I'm
not that. Well, we talked about materials and
but some people
like
love getting jewelry and they love getting flowers. And like, I like getting flowers. You got me flowers for our anniversary and they were super pretty and I enjoyed them. It's not, though, like, what makes me, like, tick, right. I guess. But there are some people that really
doesn't
like
yank
that.
your chain. Is that what you're trying to say?
It's just like knowing your partner and it's not a bad thing if they do like getting jewelry, if they do like getting flowers.
Material things or whatever.
Yeah, that's just like what, you know, they
that's
like.
That's what they like, yeah.
It's not bad.
But there's no thought into that, really. Well, there is, but...
Yeah, there could be. I mean, especially when it comes to flowers. Like, what's their favorite flower? What's the color? Like, things like that, too.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not trying to shit on anybody here.
Like, you picked the perfect bouquet that you knew that I would like. And I like it when, you know, our girls pick it out with you. And they're so excited when I see it and I get excited.
Yeah, I brought our youngest daughter to the flower store. And
she bought me chocolates.
And she wanted to get chocolate, so we went and did that for this anniversary, and she thought that was pretty special.
She decorated the box. Well, she just kind of colored it. But she decorated it in her mind.
She did, yes. So, I don't know. So, overall, I think...
It was a fantastic anniversary. Like, we're kind of fuddy-duddies. We don't do a whole lot. We stay in our little bubble. We moved here, a year before COVID happened. We were just starting to start to go outside of our bubble and go downtown, and the pandemic happened. So we got very comfortable just being home. And so this anniversary, we're doing the dancing, and then we're also going to Adam Carolla show.
Yes,
downtown.
I did the episode last week and said that that's what we were doing, which I am super pumped for that. So probably more pumped for that
than the dancing.
But I am accepting the dancing.
So I think we're trying to do things that are more like experience based than necessarily material based.
I would agree. Yeah,
and that's good for us.
Yeah, I mean, you can only... There's that commercial on TV, and they always say, what do they say? They're like, you're not going to regret the things you didn't buy. You're going to regret the things you didn't do or the places you didn't go. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of myself. Pat on the back for me. So
yeah, so I'd say as like a woman, if somebody's thinking, hey, what kind of stuff should I get for an anniversary? The dancing, home run, couples massage.
That's good, yeah.
We have like a place here in town you can do candle making. Or just like going and painting like pottery, like fun things that you can just kind of do together.
Things that you can do together with your spouse or together with your whole family that are more
mini
bonding
golf
experiences,
I would actually, call me crazy, but I want to do paintball one day.
That'd be fun.
I think that'd be a good time.
We could do it.
Come home with welts all over our body, but sounds like a good time, right?
Right? It does, yeah. Well, that's about all I have, just to kind of recap my year anniversary of this little show. I don't know. It's been good. I've enjoyed it. I don't know. Have you enjoyed me doing this?
I do. I like listening to your podcast.
Do you listen to this show?
I do.
So, I know the content has been kind of... I don't know. I try to, I enjoy talking about my family and my kids and stories and experiences, and giving tips to maybe help somebody else. And if I don't have the answer, then I try to find an article and teach myself, and then I express that on here to maybe help somebody else. So that's kind of the way I go. And I sprinkle in a few other things, that I like to do, or gossipy things, or current events, or celebrity junk, or whatever like that. So
yeah,
I don't know really where I'm taking this, but I don't know. I'm just trying to have fun. So,
well, if anybody has any questions or suggestions.
Yes, I say that every day, and I never get any emails. So, anyways, I can wrap this up because I know my wife is tired of sitting here. So, thank you for sitting in with me on my 1-year anniversary show.
Well, congratulations, and I'm proud of you.
Well, thank you. So if anybody out there has any questions or comments or anything like that, please leave them on my social media or at podbean.com. And that's it. I will talk to you next week. Don't forget to tell your friends. You can pick this up on all the major streaming platforms. All right. Talk to you later.